Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG. I'm your host Aaron, and for today's video we're headed to the world of Warhammer, specifically 40K and the top games ever made for that universe. And for this video I needed to bring in an expert. I needed to bring in somebody that knows that universe, the ins and outs of it, and that is Mr. Guilty. Say hello, sir.
Yo!
There he is. PC gamer. Thinks they know everything about Warhammer. And this is, I mean, they're really putting themselves out there. Every Warhammer 40K game ranked, and there are 47. So the plan for this video is obviously if we took time on each one, it would be a 3-hour video and you would be bored. So what we're going to do is kind of go lightning round through a bunch of them, and then we will stop on the ones that we feel are pertinent as far as ranked correctly, incorrectly, our favorites. Let's do it. Number 47. I got to scroll down. Carnage Champions. Both of us, you don't know what this is, right?
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. 46. Kill Team.
Play tabletop. Yeah, good tabletop game. Didn't make it to PC that way. Played on tabletop.
45. Talisman.
Good board game from like a long time ago, like 40 years ago, almost. They just slapped Horus Heresy paint onto it.
How many Horus Heresy novels are there?
Core novels, there's over 60. They just started a new series, plus there's all the offshoots. Like the Primarchs
Core
are
novels
all technically
over 60?
Approaching 100 at this point, because like the Primarch novels are also Horus Heresy. Yeah. It's the core of the entire like mythos, really.
So he knows a little bit about Warhammer, probably.
I mean, anyone that reads those knows it. There's like
there's a lot. 44.
There's
Space
hundreds.
Hulk. Vengeance of the Blood Angels. 96. You were 11 years old.
Play it tabletop. Space Hulk, good tabletop game.
Okay. 43. Space Wolf. 2017.
Not their best try at an XCOM game.
42. Storm of Vengeance. This is
game.
Plants vs. Zombies Warhammer Edition. 41. Yep. Battle Sister. And this is 2020 through 2022 because it launched on Oculus and Steam. VR. Number 40. Now this one we'll pause on for a second. Dawn of War 3. Now I got to say, I was just a little surprised. Now I know a lot of people, most people, me included, really didn't like this game. But Dawn of War 1 was so good. Dawn of War 2 was so good. Why did this game suck so bad? Like,
well, I mean, comparable to Warcraft 3.
Warcraft 3 was ultra successful.
Not the new one.
Oh, you're talking about Reforged. Yeah, but that was Reforged was horrible. Number 39. Fire Warrior. I've never heard of this.
Duke Nukem with a Warhammer skin, maybe?
It reminds me of like Unreal Tournament. 38. Eisenhorn.
Good story. Like that's
Eisenhorn novels are some of the better 40K books.
Yeah, I'd say they're definitely pretty good.
Okay.
Gaunt's Ghost's better.
37. Horus Heresy, Betrayal at Calith?
VR.
36. Warhammer Combat Cards. You see this? Warhammer Combat Cards was before Marvel Snap. Maybe Marvel Snap stole this game from them.
I don't think so. Also not the best Warhammer card game.
Moving on. 35. And we're pausing.
How is this up 35?
Warhammer 40K Inquisitor, Martyr, multiple DLCs, Prophecy, which made the game great. Currently on season 6 Escalation, which has been my full-time game for over a month.
Mr. Jody McGregor, why is this 35?
Seriously crazy. Hold on, let's see. The action RPG part is okay. Diablo with guns, but it doesn't mesh with the rest. Why would an Inquisitor spend so much time crafting new gear? Why do I need to collect a different color of shards every time there's a new Void Crusade? Every game wants me to collect shards or something, and I'm just tired.
His question is, why does an ARPG play like an ARPG?
Maybe he just doesn't like ARPGs.
Maybe he's unaware that it's not all Diablo.
Or exactly, maybe he's a huge Diablo fan and it's like, oh, this is like Diablo Light. Pass. 34, Adeptus Titanicus.
I'm not into mech stuff. Like they're mechs. They're Warhammer mechs. Giant, bigger than mechs, really.
I like mech games. I like Titanfall.
I'm into Mech Warrior, I should say, like tabletop, BattleTech type stuff. But I was never into the Warhammer Titanicus type things.
Could be fun, maybe if you were like in an arcade and had huge joysticks. Number 33, Chaos Gate 98. We were 13.
It's an XCOM game, and it was not a bad attempt at it. I did not finish this one. It's only available on GOG right now. Older.
Moving on, 32, Sanctus Reach. This is 2017.
This is not bad. But if you're trying to, if you're trying to get the tabletop experience out of Sanctus Reach at a point, maybe it was in the same like Earth, like existence, but it's not that. But it is a good strategy game.
Okay. 31, Space Hulk. And our first Space Hulk has arrived. I got a feeling there's going to be a bunch of these on the list. This is Deathwing 2016.
This is Space Hulk's a board game. It was a boxed game. It came with Gene Stealers and Terminators. You'd paint up the models. A lot of people's first foray into 40K was this box set. It's got multiple video games, and it's still played tabletop.
Number 30, now in the top 30, Space Crusade. You didn't
Turtles.
play this when you were 7 years old?
No, it looks reminiscent of like, the Ninja Turtles on NES, but not really, but close.
In my head, I go to Contra, but it's nothing like Contra. I don't know why. I'm like old school Zelda, baby, basically.
That is really good NES style UI, though.
29. Oh, what do you know? Space Hulk 2013.
Hulk. Like, who doesn't like going through dark and dank corridors of a rotten out spacecraft hunting down space bugs?
I will say this was our first look into the particular grim darkness of the near future, where there are only PC ports of 40K games made for tablets. So really what they're saying is like Space Hulk 2013 really started pushing mainstream 40K.
It could. I mean, maybe I don't know.
28, Gladys Relics of War.
Gladius.
Relics.
That's a good 4X game.
This is the game where it's like you're losing your mind because it's so hard, right?
Well, no, because this one focuses primarily on combat. The trees aren't ridiculous, but it's still enjoyable, especially if you're doing, what you should be doing in an 40K game and waging war.
Take Civilization 5 or maybe a Warlock, the Exiled, or Age of Wonders, then remove the diplomacy. So it's all about war. That could be fun.
Didn't I just say that?
Yeah. 27. Oh, what do you know? I don't know if you've heard of this one. This is Space Hulk Ascension 2014. And in the picture, you literally can't even see. This is isometric, right?
It's an isometric game, and it's it's turn-based because it's based off a board game. That's probably what a broken out like Event Horizon-esque ship would look like. Because let's face it, a
Mm.
Space Hulk, if you ever watch the Event Horizon, they're doing exactly what these guys are doing.
Event
That's what
Horizon
it would
really
look
scared
like.
me when I was younger.
Terrible.
26. Daka Squadron. I want to fly around in a trash can. Would this do it for me or what?
So like it's a trash can, but like they wrapped bubblegum baling wire. The rust is holding the wings on this time. Like the rust has rusted together and it's covered in like slop. That's what they're flying in.
If this game's on sale right now, I'm going to buy it because I think it's made top almost 25.
DACA. All the DACA.
It's maybe a bit too orky. Okay, now I have to play it. Multiplayer is orcs versus orcs. So it is most a single player. Okay. All right. One of your favorite Warhammer games of 2022, Shoota's Blood and Teeth.
Hilarious game.
Now, if everybody doesn't know, this is a 2D side scroller, which Guilty says has a unique aiming system.
It has the shooter system, but on a side scroller. Yeah.
Okay. 24. And this game's brand new, by the way. It's also one I need to grab. 24 Legions. This is the one that's based after Marvel Snap, right?
I don't think they're based off of each other, but this is a free game on Steam. I would rather play this because I prefer this world than the Marvel world or universe.
What's the other card game we just looked at? Is this better than the last one or what?
Oh, yeah. This is a better card game than that one, even though they're not that far apart.
23 Free Blade. 2017 Microsoft Store, made by Pixel Toys. Free Blade.
Yeah, it's only available in the Microsoft Store. It does look well.
Oh, look. This is I can't believe this is ranked 23. I went into this with low expectations, a free-to-play adaptation of a mobile game complete with loot boxes and multiple currencies and all that jazz.
Well, now. Top 23.
A mech that's bigger than a house and letting you color and customize your walker like you're choosing paints and decals in a miniature. It's simple rail shooter, basically a version of Time Crisis where you're the size of Godzilla and better than I thought it would be. Okay.
Oh, it's kind of accurate. So that Titan to that Rhino, the Rhino of that red tank looking thing up ahead.
Yeah.
That okay. So Space Marines who are like 8 feet tall and in power armor get in that by the tens.
I will say the fact that he mentioned
massive.
Time Crisis makes me like this more. So
I mean, okay, rail shooter.
22 Flight Command. I don't know what this is. Do you know what this is?
Never did the Flight Command. Also, never saw it advertised. So
21.
Also,
talk to me about Legacy of Dorn.
It's a story game, kind of, sort of. I would put it in the same ballpark, sorry, as the latest Vampire the Masquerade games, the White Wolf games, the Werewolf games. They're
You can be the hero.
UI.
That's what this is. Only you are a lone space marine cut off from his squad on a space Hulk, striving to find your battle brothers.
They call this genre, which is game books in this. So yeah, several pick a path game books. So that's what that's called, a game book.
Number
if you like that,
20. What?
Regicide. The fact that this is 20 is very confusing because they pulled servers.
Now, if anybody doesn't know what Regicide is, this is a game that I streamed against Boardman 21 on Friday Night Fights because this is Warhammer chess. It's literally you're playing chess.
It's chess.
But, what you see on screen is when you take a piece, that's what it looks like. It's combat chess. And they have side games and other things you could do, but it's basically battle chess.
It was great. I would like to see someone at least host this on a server so we can continue to play.
Yeah, the servers got taken down, so it's basically just a single player now at this point. We are now into the top 20. Number 19, Eternal Crusade.
You ever hear about this MMO?
It can't be an MMO from 2017 because I would know about it.
Well, you would think, but like, where was it released? What's its story? I noticed that they're playing a Banshee, which an Eldar Banshee, in the screenshot here, and it
Eternal
looks
Crusade
like an
was
MMO.
scaled down in development. What eventually released was a lobby shooter that took the multiplayer combat from Relic Space Marine and added vehicles, Eldar, and Orcs, as well as cooperative PvE mode. So it was an MMO, and then they scaled it down. It probably had like
Right.
crazy scope creep or something.
Yeah.
The environment looks nice. Just this picture.
Yeah, looks like a well-made.
I've never heard of this in its top 20. Number 18, Death Watch Enhanced Edition 2015.
Wow. Rodeo Games. Never heard of it.
What's cool about this is it's isometric view. Number 17. Uh-oh, here we go. You're about to just fall out of your chair. You're so excited. Necromunda.
I love Necromunda. And that I played the original tabletop. I played the current tabletop. I played most of the Necromunda PC games. They're not all great. This one's, I don't know, 17. Top 25 is probably accurate for this.
Well, you know there's going to be more Necromunda coming down. So let's move on to 16. Battle of Talarn?
So, like, this is by Hex War Games. It's another one that we haven't heard of. I have you heard of it? I'm going to say we haven't heard of this.
Hex War Games. No.
Have you ever heard of Hex War Games?
I will say that the author of this article, based upon the way he rates these 47 games, you can tell that they are a fan of RTS.
This could be an RTS thing. They might specify, like, okay, so Hex War, that I think BattleTech immediately. Maybe they made BattleTech games.
I don't know. It looks like a red alert. Number 15, Armageddon.
Okay, the story behind the Armageddon, Gazgul Thraka on the Orcs. You've got Commissar Yorick for the Imperial Guard. You have the Steel Legion. Big fight on the planet Armageddon. Pretty cool stuff.
This is RTS
on
too.
Tabletop. Yeah, that's where this comes from. Armageddon's a planet.
Has multiple DLCs too. Number 14, Battlefleet Gothic Armada.
Yeah. It's pretty good. It's a 6-axis type of deal. You're in space with fleet of ships.
6-axis space RTS.
Yeah, like it's pretty good.
Okay. 13, Chaos Gate. This is 2022.
So this is actually them finally doing what I would call the best XCOM style game they've attempted. And it's worth playing. I like it quite a bit. There's a new DLC where you can get a dreadnought. So fun times.
If the original Chaos Gate was 1994's XCOM with Space Marines, then Chaos Gate is 2016 XCOM 2 with Space Marines. Number 12, Necromunda Hired Gun.
It's a pretty good concept. It was really, really, really buggy.
So this game, when it launched, there was a lot of people saying that instability, bugs, server problems, falling through walls, like all the bad launch. I mean, might have better execution now. I don't know, but it was a really bad launch for Hired Gun.
But you're in Necromunda, which is really awesome.
Yeah, so of course you'd love it. Number 11, Rights of War, 1999.
They had so many games. So many games.
I don't know what this is either, but I can't play this at the time because I'm playing Diablo. So moving on to now what's truly important, to the top 10 Warhammer 40K games of all time. Number 10, Battle Sector 2021.
Yeah, this is the closest they've come to tabletop 40K. They just released a Battle Sister DLC, I believe, as of this recording. It's if you like tactics and you like controlling a battle force,
This is turn-based, right?
yes, yep. And I like it, but I also play tabletop.
Dude, these Battle Sisters look awesome.
No, they're pretty good. Pretty neat
Number
looking models.
9. Oh boy. OG Space Hulk 93. Now, when I was talking to Guilty about this list, you got to remember that, comparing a game released this year to a game released in 93, it's hard to compare them. You got to remember, you have to compare it for the year it was released. So obviously,
Well,
nostalgia-wise, what it did for the series, OG Space Hulk.
this was them taking the board game and making a digital version of it, and the board game is still played. They've made several new video games based on this, and it's a solid format. Obviously, this was turn based. There
Yeah.
are some non-turn based Space Hulk games as well, but it's a solid thing. And you're a Terminator walking through the event horizon looking for space bugs.
My only question is, do you think my 4090 can run it?
On this game, I don't know, man.
No?
I wouldn't. You probably hit 1,000 FPS and catch your house on fire.
That makes sense. Number 8, Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2.
That's a pretty good
RTS
game.
Space 4X 6XS Death.
Just look at the picture, and that's what it is. It's massive fleets of ships fighting like they would, like it's like pirate fighting in space with spaceships.
What's hard about space RTS is keeping track of everything, especially if it's on multiple axes. So it's like where your ships are going. Very
This was
tough.
a tabletop. This was a fun tabletop at that.
Number 7, Dark Tide. I actually thought this would be higher on the list, but top 10, like, that's fine. Vermintide 2 was just free on Steam, by the way. You might have missed it.
I think the reason Vermintide is more played than this is because Vermintide has more content.
Yeah.
Give it a year or two.
Dark Tide's awesome. Number 6. Ooh, Dawn of War 2 2009. Now, this is what I will tell you. Out of all 47 games on this list, Dawn of War 2, currently on the screen, is what I have played the most out of every other game. Did you ever play this, Guilty?
Yeah, I played it more than Dawn of War 3 and more than Dawn of War 1.
Where the first Dawn of War is about masses of tanks and screen full of lasers, Dawn of War 2 gives you just 4 badasses, maybe 8 replaceable squad mates, and a bunch of special abilities. Oh, this game is awesome. I was just gonna say I wish they made a Dawn of War 3. You get what I mean. Number 5. Now we're into the top 5. Epic 40K 1997.
I kind of want to play this. I've never played this. It's on GOG. I'll probably check it out.
Yeah, wasn't playing it when I was 12. Number 4.
A Space Hulk tactics game.
I think that's 5, 6. Space Hulk Tactics and 18.
It's a good premise. It's the premise is that of aliens.
This is multiplayer, right?
This one, I don't think so. I do not think so.
I like that it's isometric, and I can't tell. It's turn-based?
Yes. Tactics game.
Man, this game looks fun. Number 3. Space Marine. I think this should be number 2.
I would definitely put it in the top 2. This is awesome. And the sequel coming out, I want to know how they get from 1 to 2. I want to know what happened in between. I need to know.
Now, I recently made top 10 buys on the Steam winter sale, and Space Marine was like number 7 or 6 or something like that. Anyways, this game was like $4. Yes, it's old. Yes, it's over a decade old. That being said, if you want to get ready for Space Marine 2 and see what the hype is all about, even PC Gamer saying it's a top 3 game for Warhammer, you should play it because it's that good. This would be my number 2 on games that I played the most behind Dawn of War 2.
Oh yeah, I played this way. Yeah. Yes, a lot of time in this.
All right, number 2 overall, Mechanicus.
Yes, and it's a great game. I would not put it above Space Marine. I would put it at between 3 and 5. Good tactics game.
It says here what Space Marine did for the third-person shooter, Mechanicus does for the turn-based squad tactics.
Yeah, if you're in, so the author of this article probably likes those style games more than like FPS, or third-person shooter. I think they also liked RTS more than ARPG. That's fair. That explains things being at slot 35. This is really good though, as far as tactics. If you can get it or have it, give it another try. It's pretty good.
And the number 1 overall, drumroll.
Who saw this coming?
Dawn of War 2004.
20 what?
I was like, I almost said 2004, but that's 2004 sounds dumb. Because Dawn of War 2 ditched the base building, its predecessor has become the standard bearer for fans who build orders who miss the particular flavor of RTS. The thing is, what made Dawn of War's base building great was how downplayed it was compared to RTS games that came before it. Basically talking about StarCraft. It's not about carefully managing walls and cranking out more gatherers than other players so your economy can triumph. There's no gold, no spice, no gas. The main way to gather resources in Dawn of War is to kill for them.
Fantastic.
It really is a good game.
Yeah. Combat centric in an RTS. Who would have thought that would work really well?
Well, it is just interesting because you think about like, well, StarCraft owned RTS. It was like Red Alert had it. StarCraft took it over. StarCraft did such a good job that it literally almost created esports. And then somehow in 2004, THQ and Relic came out. I mean, obviously Relic and THQ working together. Well, I mean, at that point they were the same thing, right?
Pretty sure. Yes, I think they were, or at least
either way, they came out with a game that could compete, maybe not in the esports realm, but at least in the fun factor with Dawn of War.
This is really good. This is massive armies versus like a more smaller thing that Dawn of War 2 gave you. And both of them are better than 3.
I remember too, in this game, it would be like you'd have a mech and you'd send 20 guys. You could send 1,000. It wouldn't matter. Like you had to have a certain unit that could kill a certain unit. So it like there was more strategy in it than you can remember. Okay. This video's almost 30 minutes long. Guilty. What do you think was wrong on this list?
Okay. Inquisitor needs to be a top 10 position. I know the guy seems to not like ARPGs. He's asking what the point of playing an ARPG is. So the bias is detected. That's a top 10 game. Some of these that were in the top 10, I don't know why they're there. Like some of the earlier games, it's like maybe not a top 10 thing for modern players. No one's probably going to go back and play games from 1993. But Dawn of War being in first position is good. I'd switch Mechanicus with Space Marine.
Yeah, I will say when you look at a list like this, if it was top 50 ARPGs, top 50 hack and slash, top 50 Diablo, whatever, hack and slash, OG Diablo would make that top 5, top 10. And people be like, dude, that game sucks comparatively speaking to what we're used to, but it's about what it did for the genre, what it did for the series, what it created from it. And that's what's so hard if like you didn't play some of these other games. You know, it's like, what is that? Like, what's this game from 97? I don't know. Could have been awesome. It probably was awesome. But I don't know about it. Okay. 2 asks at the end of this video. This is one I want to hear in the comments. What was your favorite game on this list? And what do you think was the biggest mistake? Like what needed to be moved down or up? All right. Guilty, you get the final word. If right now you had every 40K army at your disposal or tabletop, they were all professionally painted. You could literally just pick them up and that bag would be full of your favorite characters. Which one are you taking to the shop to play right now?
My Blood Angels.
Blood Angels?
Yeah, mine though. I'll
Why?
paint them myself. Really? Sanguinius? My Primarch? So beautiful.
Yeah, but they would get destroyed. He didn't like that. Guilty, thank you for joining me for this time. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Okay, Gil, you get final word. Go ahead.
You hurt my feelings.
That counts. Bye.